are there ways in which we can kind of go through and say, this is the ways that we know God is talking to us? Are there different ways in which he uses?
Yeah, you know, in the Gospel of John, Jesus says that my sheep know my voice, they hear my voice, they follow me, they know the shepherd's voice. And I've discovered from the Bible, actually, at least 7 different ways that maybe we could highlight that God uses to communicate with us if we're learning to hear his voice.
Sure.
There's way more than 7, and I wouldn't want to limit people to thinking, oh, well, there's just those 7 ways.
Correct.
But 7 may seem like more than many would think there were, but there's way more than 7. But, but the first one that comes to my mind is nature. In fact, you know, we sometimes refer to nature, and here we are in beautiful Nova Scotia, but we sometimes refer to nature as God's second book.
We do.
And God's second book was written first. You know, this book is the second book. Nature was written first. You know? And in Psalms 8, verses 3 and 4, the psalmist says, when I consider your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars that you have set in place, what is man that you're mindful of him? And nature is just one of the ways he speaks.
That's right.
My wife, Margie, she was going back to school later in life.
Yes.
And she was stressing out, and she was on her way to take a test, a final examination in a very difficult class. And she was weeping because she struggles with test anxiety. So she's under pressure, and she's driving to take this test, and she's weeping with anxiety in advance. She's already kind of like starting to freeze up. She starts to pray while she's driving and crying, so I guess you'd call that multitasking. And she says, Lord, I would sure love a sign that you're going to be with me in this test. I just feel so, you know, anxious and troubled. And no sooner did she say those words than she crested the top of the hill, and there's the college right below where she's going to go take the test, and arching over the building she's going to take the test in is a gorgeous rainbow. And she said, it just felt like God said, did you want a sign that I'm going to be with you? How about a rainbow? She felt peace flood into her heart, and just like that, she went into the test and did great.
All the anxiety went.
And I don't call that one-way conversation with God. I call it a two-way conversation, and God used nature to speak to her heart.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So first one is nature.
One that I would like to maybe make mention of has to do with providential circumstances. The way God leads in your life up till now can kind of give you a trajectory of where he's taking you next. If you look back, you know, there's that Proverbs 3:6 says, in all your ways, acknowledge him. So look at the way he's been leading. And he will direct your path. So you can get that trajectory by seeing how he's been moving you so far. And, you know, there's all kinds of stories I think that we could probably tell about evidences that we've had that God was leading in our life, you know. This thing that we're doing, Margie and I, for the last 11 years, full-time, working sort of as a, you might call it like a freelance revivalist or something like that. I can still remember when we first started. Saying, Lord, I don't want to be involved in trying to book appointments. It's just trying to generate business, so to speak. I can remember precisely. It was October 22nd of 2008. I was on my knees praying. And I was saying, Lord, this was very early in this ministry that we've been doing now for 11 years. And I was saying, Lord, if this is the ministry you called us to, if the providential leadings and circumstances that we thought funneled us into doing this really were you, could I ask you to be the booking agent? Because I just really don't have it in me to try and line up appointments. And I said that in prayer. I got off my knees and went over and sat at my dining room table, and my cell phone rang. And a guy said, I'm calling to book an appointment with you for that revival ministry seminar stuff you do. Do you have any openings? I just fell off my chair. And I said, do I? Actually, I have a whole slew of them. And he said, well, tell me about your calendar. So I'm telling him about my calendar. And while I'm talking to him, I get beep beep call waiting on my cell phone. So I said, can I put you on hold for just a minute? I'll get right back. I say, this is Lee Venden. The guy says, I'm calling to book a seminar, a revival seminar. Do you have any openings? Oh, now I have chills going down my neck. I said, I'll call you back. I'm on the phone. Anyway, to make that story short, this is not an exaggeration. That very same experience happened to me 5 times in a row at the dining room table without putting the phone down.
Wow.
Every one of them came while I was on a call with the previous guy. There's another one calling, a call waiting. 5 times in a row, and every one of them wanted to book, and it all happened after I got off my knees saying, could you be the booking agent?
Yes.
Wow.
And I call that providential circumstances.
Yeah.
And so I don't think that God, I thought that was two-way communication.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So God is providing for your needs, and He provides for our needs. We're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna listen to a song, and we'll be right back after that.